There's a crisis that's going on in the Southwest, even before the pandemic, due to the lack of water and the water infrastructure.
The challenge of water is a really important one and is one of the most critical issues for the Navajo Nation today. The last major comprehensive investment into water access in the Navajo Nation was in the 1950s with the number of the wells that were dug throughout the reservation.
So many of our Diné families live in very rural areas. And so oftentimes when community infrastructure is built, they're only built to areas of cluster development. This whole process of carrying out this project, what we're really doing is building with each other the knowledge that is necessary to create real water and energy and food security for our different households across the reservation. Today, we are here at the University of Arizona Agricultural Extension Office site to work with our team and partners designing and building 4 off-grid water filtration units. Hello, my name is Janine Yazzie and I'm the co-founder and director of Six World Solutions. And so with the off-grid systems, this will enable us to reach our most vulnerable families and most isolated households. And for the sustainability of this project, we want to train and build that expertise among our own workforce.
So what the team is doing here, training on understanding the electrical components, training to understand how the water and the membrane works, and understand what are the risks. In the Navajo Nation, in some occurrences, there's high TDS or arsenic or uranium levels that they're exceeding the EPA standard. So those are contaminants that need to be removed from water, and nanofiltration has the ability to do so.
The nano water filtration has been in a controlled environment, so these will be going out to Navajo Nation in a real world scenario. And for the stuff that's going on here at University of Arizona, led by Dr. Coletta Chief, I think it's a starting point and looking at ways to improve on the system, and we're looking at ways to make it more self-sustaining, so to speak.
My name is Carletta Chief, and I am an associate professor and extension specialist at the University of Arizona. I work at the University of Arizona to fulfill the land grant mission, which is to bridge science with communities' priorities and their needs. As an extension specialist, my main focus is working with indigenous communities and the water challenges that they face. And so we're working with Six World Solutions to think progressively about being self-sufficient and having food, energy, and water securities. So we're here today working with them, and they're leading the training. They're very passionate, hardworking young people, and they're developing the systems, learning how to do that with the goal that they'll have the knowledge to take back to their communities and train their community members to build these systems, to operate it and maintain it. The goal is our people, especially our elders, don't have to wait many years for water line projects to be funded, but that they would have clean water today and that their own people are leading those projects.
Right now we're at the U of A campus in the agriculture department, and we're learning from a few of the professors here. We've come out here to see if we can learn about the system and duplicate it back home.
Yad e Parvena Lee Inishia. I am a solar tech on the Navajo Reservation, and I co-collaborate on projects to get solar out to people living in rural areas.
Yat e She'e Rain Shvana Hastinian She. I co-collaborate with my partner Parvena as PB Warriors.
We started working with U of A through Six World Solutions. We were asked to co-collaborate on powering a water filtration system with solar so that we're able to power these without the grid in rural areas on Navajo Nation. So the solar nano filtration, the reason why it says nano is because we're using a really large filter that on a micron level filter out contaminants from local water sources, heavy metals, pathogens, and potentially uranium and arsenic from the existing water sources, but are contaminated or unregulated.
So the red ones is when it's exceeding the EPA limit. Wells here that they are exceeding that limit. We're all working for the same purpose. Provide safe water access to community members that they don't have plumbing or running water in their homes.
So our students came here last month to sample water. So now we're back to provide those results.
Currently, I'm at the University of Arizona in the Department of Environmental Science, in which Dr. Chief is a professor there. And as part of the COVID-19 response, there was a call out for interest in developing some water hauling surveys. And this was to look at the impacted population of the Navajo water haulers on the nation who are living on the reservation. So a Navajo water hauler, as defined in this particular situation, is anybody that is living on the Navajo Nation who hauls water either from a windmill, a water tank, or haul water in water tanks, either from chapter houses or Navajo Tribal Utility Authority watering points. They might be hauling water for either their livestock or their agriculture, and in some cases there are still families who are hauling water for their home use as well due to the lack of indoor plumbing in their homes. The big understanding and takeaway from these water hauling surveys is that creating these solutions, that community involvement is necessary.
Probably 48 miles a day, and it's like almost each time we're gonna head this way, we have to get gas. Summer, it was kind of hard because I try to make it 2 trips before they close. So right after work, I rush over there, and then I bring the water here, and then I rush back down. And I did that for I don't know how long, couple years. The water line from this barrel to go into the house, and I don't know how it's gonna do in the winter because everything freezes. So yeah, it works pretty good. I like it. We're gonna have to bring in jugs. We can use it that way. Yeah. Got an idea.
I think that this filtration system, I can actually see it working in various homes across the Navajo Nation, especially those that are really in the rural communities. And Dr. Carletta Chief is certainly somebody that we should be partnering with. We know that this is the issue. We know it's there, but what can we do to try to address it? What can we do to provide a solution? And that starts with creating partnership with universities, with coalitions, with volunteers, with nonprofits to try to address the issues that are happening here on the nation, especially with something as simple as, offering water.
There's so much that we can try to anticipate in building these units, but it's not until we actually get it on the ground and into the households of these different families. And so to do that, we really have to kind of co-create what this looks like for our people, bringing in the wisdom of our workers who are deeply connected to their communities, but also learning from the people we are servicing.